Welcome to Carol and Gary's See America Tour. Hello again, everyone. After a rainy 175-mile drive from near Detroit, Michigan to Elkhart, Indiana, Carol, Jasper, and I are now in Elkhart for our appointment to have the driver's side slider of the motorhome repaired. Indiana was admitted to the United States as the 19th U.S. state on December 11, 1816. It is the 29th state that Carol and I have visited together. As expected, after an evaluation of the slider problem, they determined that the entire slider mechanism needs to be replaced again. So while waiting 5 to 7 business days for the slider hardware to arrive, I worked with Google to plan a route to Florida for the winter. Hey Google, Carol and I have reservations in Mims, Florida for 3 months beginning on January 1st, 2020. So we aren't in a rush to get to Mims and want to travel slow enough that we can visit several new states along the way. Any ideas?
I have the GPS coordinates for Mims, Florida. Do you want me to plot the shortest route?
Hey Google, no. Carol and I flew to Georgia for a week in 2013 while we were both still working, so I would prefer to route around Georgia if possible.
Okay. Have you ever been to Alabama or Mississippi?
Hey Google, I have, but Carol hasn't, and our self-imposed rules are that we both have to visit a place together in order to check it off. So if you want to route us through Mississippi or Alabama, that would be fine.
Okay, one more question. I remember from the last time I helped you that you wanted to spend at least 2 weeks in each state. Is that still true?
Hey Google, yes, provided you can get us to Mims, Florida by January 1st.
Okay, here is the proposed route. When finished in Elkhart, I would suggest that you drive south 154 miles to Indianapolis, Indiana.
Hey Google, good start. What's next?
From Indianapolis, I would suggest that you continue south to Louisville, Kentucky. Louisville is just across the border. After Louisville, I would suggest that you drive east to Lexington, Kentucky.
Hey Google, just curious, but we're supposed to be heading south for the winter before it gets too cold. You have us heading east in late October. What is the average nighttime temperature in Lexington in October?
Don't worry, I factor in temperatures as part of the plan. And you will only be traveling 80 miles east, but since you asked, the average nighttime temperature in Lexington in late October is 46 degrees.
Hey Google, thanks. I was only concerned about the plastic water pipes freezing in the motorhome.
Understood. From Lexington, I would suggest that you drive 213 miles southwest to Nashville, Tennessee. From Nashville, I would suggest that you continue another 210 miles southwest to Memphis, Tennessee.
Hey Google, I like this pace you have set, and there have been no long drives so far.
Thank you. After Memphis, I would suggest that you continue south 220 miles to Vicksburg, Mississippi. And then from Vicksburg, it is only 75 miles farther south to Natchez, Mississippi. After Natchez, because your travel schedule is tentative right now, I am going to suggest that you drive 290 miles to Pensacola, Florida. But if you have time and want to spend a third week in Mississippi, I would suggest that you stop in Gulfport, Mississippi before driving to Florida.
Hey Google, I agree. I can't start making reservations until we have a firm completion date on the slider. So I will let you get back to whatever you were doing, and if I need any more help, I'll let you know. Thanks for your help.
You are welcome.
The town of Elkhart, which is located in Elkhart County, Indiana, is the self-proclaimed RV capital of the world. 80% of the nation's recreational vehicles are manufactured in Elkhart County, Indiana. So it makes sense that they would have an RV museum. With parts on order for the motorhome slider and a route south for the winter planned, Carol and I decided to check out the RV museum in Elkhart on October 1st. This is a 1913 travel trailer being pulled behind a 1913 Ford Model T. They said last week during our Ford tour that the invention of the automobile gave people the freedom to go wherever they wanted. Apparently they took this to heart. This is the oldest travel trailer in the world. Here is the inside of the 1913 travel trailer, although a plaque on the outside said that it was restored in 1980 and that the car was restored in 1990. This is a 1916 Cozy Camp collapsible tent trailer built in Indianapolis, Indiana. It is one of the first commercially manufactured trailers in the RV industry. This is a 22-foot long Airstream built in 1958. It came with a gas heater, gas refrigerator, and gas cooking stove. It had a pressurized water system and a 110-volt electrical system. This is a 1958 10-foot long Airstream that was built for the European market. This is a 1935 covered wagon travel trailer. The exterior is genuine leatherette over a thin plywood shell. The roof is coated canvas stretched over a tar paper. In 1935, the company Covered Wagon was the largest travel trailer manufacturer in the country, producing one of every 6 travel trailers made. This is a Ford Model AA, which means that it's a Ford Model A on a beefier frame with a larger engine, destined to be Ford's truck line. This truck was turned into what was known as a house car, or early motorhome, by an unknown custom carriage maker and a woodworker. This house car was found in a barn in Athens, Alabama in 1999. All of the hardware and much of the wood is original. This is a 1932 Gilkey Camp King tent trailer manufactured in Terre Haute, Indiana. A unique feature of this trailer is the pass-through ice box and pantry on the front that can be accessed from inside or out, so that it can be loaded for travel while fully closed up. This is a 1955 Ranger crank-up tent trailer by Hill Engineering of Anaheim, California. It is the first use of fiberglass for the trailer body and the first brand to use the term slide-out to describe the extendable body to facilitate the rear bed. This is a 1985 Fleetwood Bounder. The accompanying plaque said that Fleetwood was the first manufacturer to have basement storage in a Class A motorhome. You can't see it very well because of low light, but this is the driver's area. The hump between the seats covers the engine. And this is a look toward the back. On Wednesday, October 2nd, Carol and I drove 30 miles south of Elkhart to attend a Thor Class A diesel motorhome factory tour. Thor has several factories in the area, and while all factories offer tours, we wanted to make sure to schedule the one that explained our motorhome. In addition to Class A diesels, Thor builds Class A gas motorhomes as well as travel trailers and fifth wheels. Unlike the Ford assembly plant in Dearborn, Michigan, we didn't get to watch workers assemble anything. In fact, all workers had gone home for the day by the time our tour began. But our tour guide did walk us through the assembly area and explain each step in the build process. Even with no workers on site, we were unable to take any pictures. On Saturday, October 5th, Carol, Jasper, and I set out with a map and 2 audio CDs from the Elkhart Visitor Center on a 90-mile scenic drive through several nearby communities. We passed through the town of Bristol, Middlebury, Shipshewana, Goshen, Napanee, and Wakarusa before returning to Elkhart. Along the way, the audio CD provided directions, local history, and other information. Just outside of the town of Bristol, we were directed down a side road where we were able to visit a working grist mill. This grist mill has been in operation since 1832 and uses the force of running water from a nearby stream to turn heavy millstones that grind grains from the field into flour for baking. Back on the road, according to the 2010 census, there were just over 6,200 Amish people living in Elkhart County, which makes up 3.2% of the total population. Since the Amish people don't own motorized transportation, we saw several Amish buggies and people on bicycles along our route. The Amish are well known for the quality furniture that they produce. We were told during our Thor factory tour on Wednesday that much of the furniture being installed in high-end motorhomes is made by the Amish. This was a very interesting and educational tour. Well, this wraps up our first week in Elkhart, Indiana, but with no news on the slider hardware, all we can do is sit here and wait. If you like this video but have not yet subscribed, please do so to be notified of future videos, and as always, feel free to share with your friends. Thanks for watching.